What's going on, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color. I've got the usual monthly collection update for you today. This is everything we got in the month of July. You know how we do this. We don't include any of the stuff that I've already talked about on the channel. So we did a lot of Barnes Noble stuff this month with the Criterion Sale and the Radiance Sale. There was also a Kino Lorber Sale that we already talked about. I did a ClassicFlix video this month. Not going to rehash any of that. You've already seen that on the channel. We're not going to talk about it again. We're going to talk about all the other stuff that I added to the collection, all the little stragglers here and there. And this month was an insane month for Holy Grails. I found two massive Holy Grails that I've been trying to get forever. Big box sets from boutique labels. You know I love some big box sets from boutique labels, and I've wanted these for a long time. If you've been following the channel, you might know both of these because I've mentioned them several times, and they just happened this month. Both of them popped up on eBay. First time I've ever seen them this price. First time I've ever seen one pop up on eBay at all. So I'm excited to get into those. But I want to start this month with some viewer mail. We had a subscriber send in a little note here. This is Chad Baker, and he sent two releases over here. So I'm going to pull these out, and I'll read what he says. He says, "First, I'd like to say how much I enjoy your channel. I watch a few different movie channels on YouTube. Your channel is by far my favorite movie channel for analysis, discovery, and I pretty much watch everything you publish." This sounds weird. I'm not reading this because of that, but I did want to include this because he talks about some of the co-hosts. "I particularly enjoy the episodes with John, Grace, and/or Connor. Grace and Connor are also my go-to reviewers on Letterboxd. I know how limited your time is, but if you ever had the time to put Grace, John, and Connor in a roundtable movie room discussion episode, that would be pretty amazing." So he gave a shout out to Grace and Connor and John, of course. Grace and Connor are very prolific on Letterboxd. They always review everything they watch, unlike me. So if you do want to follow them on Letterboxd, I'll put the links down in the description for their Letterboxd. He says, "I wanted to send you a couple movies to show my appreciation of your channel. One of these is way outside your normal choices, and the other one I'm hoping has made your radar based on your Letterboxd. By chance you have these, feel free to do a giveaway or anything else to put them in the hands of a film lover. The first movie is Two-Lane Blacktop, right here. Monty Hellman is one of my favorite directors, and in his limited filmography, this is considered his masterpiece. It takes a couple of viewings and watching the special features, but there's some aha moments that are mind-blowing in this movie. There's one right in front of you the whole time, and when it hits big. It's short and a great summer movie, even though it's not in John's book." He's talking about John's summer book. The second movie is Unman, Wittering, and Zigo. I learned about this movie from the 20th and 21st Movies YouTube channel. I think this one is more up your alley, and Arrow did a really nice job with it, including the special features. Keep up the great content, and take care, Chad Baker. And I'll shout out his Letterboxd. It is Bake Chad. Bake Chad is his Letterboxd. Thanks so much, Chad. Really appreciate this. I love both Arrow Video and Criterion. We've been talking about these labels a lot on the channel recently. I do have to say, I do have Two-Lane Blacktop already. I do own this, so like he said, I'll have to find a new home for that one. But thanks so much for sending it my way. Really appreciate it. And I had no idea what it was. That was one that I didn't buy. I had just kind of inherited from another collection, so I wasn't familiar with it at all. So thanks for giving me the background on that one. And this one has a little history here on the channel because John picked this up in a Arrow Video sale last year, maybe the year before, a couple sales ago he picked this up. So this one was a little bit on my radar, but now I have it. So thank you so much. It's a lovely limited edition Arrow Video release with the slipcover, and of course you've got the poster and the reversible artwork and everything else in there. Looking forward to that one. Thanks so much, Chad. Love when you guys send me stuff. I really appreciate it. The P.O. Box is down in the description if you want to send stuff. You have some extra stuff laying around you want to send my way. But don't worry about it because I have plenty to watch. So thank you guys. And then we have a few more gifts here, and then we'll get to the big box sets in a minute. But I wanted to give a shout out to Sean. Sean sent Grace some movies this month from her Amazon wish list. And I don't know anything about these because these are things that Grace is interested in. She likes movies just as much, if not more than me, and she has her own tastes. So I'll quickly show what she got this month. The first two from her Amazon wish list are Mystic Pizza, which is a movie that I know that my wife loves. I think she's mentioned this many times before. I think it's like a really good fall movie that she likes to watch. So she may watch that in just a couple months here. But she doesn't own that, and she was very happy to get Mystic Pizza in the mail. The other one, Best in Show, she had not seen. I hadn't seen it either. We watched it right after it came in the mail, and we loved it. This is amazing. This is hilarious. If you haven't seen this movie, It is like it's a mockumentary. It's basically shot like a documentary the whole time, Office style, very similar to This is Spinal Tap, which is coming out from the Criterion Collection later this year. People actually recommended This is Spinal Tap to her after they saw how much she liked this. Grace adored this. She absolutely loved this. She was laughing hysterically. It was like laughing fits. Like I couldn't even get her out. She was dying on the couch. This is really funny, and it makes me want to check out some of the director's other stuff, Waiting for Guffman, which he also did. And the cast in this is phenomenal. I don't know if you can see all of the cast in there. Everyone is huge now. Like everyone went on to do like huge things and is super famous, except for the director right there, which he actually plays a character in the movie. And he's probably the funniest character in the movie. I had a great time watching that with Grace. That was a lot of fun. And then she got some Olive Films releases. So Olive Films, unfortunately, tragically, went out of business. They were a really great boutique label that put out really cool stuff. They went out of business, but Sean figured out that you can still buy their stuff on Deep Discount. Deep Discount is another physical media website, and they still have a lot of their stuff on there. So if you're into Olive Films and you maybe missed out on some of their stuff before they went out of business, a lot of it is more expensive now secondhand on eBay, but some of this stuff still brand new, still in print. Well, not in print, but you can still grab it, at least on deepdiscount.com. So he grabbed a few things off of her wish list. The first one is The Red Pony, which is a screenplay by John Steinbeck, which I'm very interested in because I love his writing, and I did not know that he did this. I didn't even know that Grace had this on her list. So this is adapted from 3 of his own classic short stories, and he puts them all together into this one script called The Red Pony. And it's got another great cast, black and white film. I can't see the year because it's covered up by a sticker, but I'm looking forward to checking that out with Grace. And then she got 4 Cary Grant movies because Grace loves Cary Grant. He is her favorite actor of all time, and Olive Films was cranking out Cary Grant was cranking out the Cary Grant movies. Look at all these. Like, I've never even heard of any of these. And he's in all of them. The first one is The Grass is Greener, screenplay by Hugh and Margaret Williams, produced and directed by Stanley Donen. There we go. That's the first one. Looks like a rom-com. We've also got Irene Dunne and Cary Grant in Penny Serenade, directed by George Stevens. There's another one. Grace is going to make me watch all of these, and I don't care. I like watching them with her. Blake Edwards directed Cary Grant and Tony Curtis. Oh, awesome. In Operation Petticoat. This one I've heard of before. I've heard this one mentioned on YouTube. Nominated for an Academy Award 1959 for writing, story, and screenplay. Pretty good. And then we've got one more here with Cary Grant, Frank Sinatra, and Sophia Loren. The Pride and the Passion. That one looks a little bit more serious. I think the other 3 were romantic comedies. This one looks a little bit more serious, but I'm sure it's great. Thank you so much, Sean. Grace was very, very excited to get these in the mail. Very happy to get some of those checked off of her list. Quickly, I'm going to mention this one here, The Keep. You may have saw how I got this. I got this at Barnes Noble. I met up with Timothy, who's only been in 2 videos. I've only met him twice, but he's very knowledgeable. Had a great time shopping for Criterion with him, and he surprised me with a copy of The Keep, which is crazy because this is long out of print. This one out of print very quickly from Vinegar Syndrome, and this is just one I'm interested in for who knows why. Why? I don't know. I'll tell you why. Michael Mann directs this. It's supposed to be an interesting failure. I don't think it's very successful. I don't think a lot of people like it, but it sounds interesting to me. So it's like a spectacle horror film, but it's more supernatural. It's like a supernatural being that's uncovered out of the earth by some Nazis. It's a little adjacent to Indiana Jones and like The Mummy and that kind of story. I don't think it's going to be amazing or anything, but I don't know. It sounded interesting to me. I think it's going to be a fun watch with some friends over and throw on one of Michael Mann's not as successful films. It's got a great release here from Vinegar Syndrome, The Keep, in their signature box set here. Hoping I like that. If I don't, not the end of the world. You know, I can pass it on to someone else who will enjoy it, but I'm hoping I enjoy it. I'm hoping it's a good time. I'm hoping it's at least a good like movie night watch, like I said, with some friends over. That is The Keep. Thank you again, Timothy. Really appreciate that. All right, let's get to the big big box sets that I was able to get this month. This, I'm so excited about. The first one, you guys have heard me talk about this. I've been a broken record about this. I've wanted this for such a long time. It's the Second Sight Picnic and Hanging Rock 4K limited edition. One of the most insane box sets I've ever seen for a single movie. I think it is the most insane box set I have for a single movie. People are screaming at me right now. I know that there's backlash about this release. People don't like the restoration. It took some liberties with the colors. I'm open-minded. I'm going to give it a chance. I am going to give it a chance. I've heard all the complaints. I've heard that they have brightened up, well, not brightened, but they've yellowed the colors. They've skewed it to a more of a yellow tinted scheme, and they've also used some digital effects to kind of polish things up, and it gives a kind of a little, I don't know how to describe it. It makes people's faces look a little artificial. I've heard about that, and I'm hoping it doesn't take me out too much, because I actually think the colors might work for it. I've listened to a couple of reviewers, and I've heard some reviewers say that it actually helps with the vibe of this film, because if you haven't seen this film, very surreal, again, kind of supernatural, pseudo-supernatural mystery film about these girls that go up on top of Hanging Rock to have a picnic and disappear. And that's all I'll say. It's a very open-ended, mysterious film. One that I really am excited to rewatch, because you can't just watch it once. You gotta rewatch it. I love the Criterion version, which I have back there, but it's only the Blu-ray. Looking forward to watching the updated 4K, hoping that the colors and the DNR doesn't take me out too much. I'm usually not too susceptible to that kind of stuff. I think I'm just going to be in the movie and enjoying it for what it is. But this is such a fantastic release. You've got the entire book in here. This is based on a novel. And here is the whole novel right there, which is so cool. Love the artwork that the artist did on all this stuff throughout the whole piece. Whole other thick booklet about the film so I can read people's interpretations. This is definitely one you want to read other people's interpretations of, because it's so open-ended, and it could mean, it's very up to interpretation. And I can't wait to read all. This is crazy. This is even bigger. We recently got the Nice Guys Second Sight back there. This is an even better release. So comprehensive. This is the definitive version. Again, if you don't have problems with the restoration. We've also got some art cards in here with more of that amazing artwork that the artist did for this. These are all like pretty iconic shots from the movie. Uh-oh, two of them are stuck together. Oh, there we go. Whew, that was close. All right, boom, boom, boom. Also, absolutely stunning score. This is one of my favorite scores of any movie I've ever seen. I love the score. Then you get this beautiful digipack. Look at this. Oh my goodness, there's The Rock. And then we got all the discs in there. 2 4K discs, 2 Blu-ray discs. You can't beat it. I mean, it's amazing. This is a stunning set. Been on my list since it came out. One of those ones. This was actually before I knew about Second Sight. This is the first time I ever heard about Second Sight. I had no idea how popular they were. I had no idea how limited they were. And I had no idea how fast they go out of print. So learn my lesson. If there's any Second Sight release that I want, you got to grab it quick, because these things go out of print super fast. So glad I was able to snatch that. I'll let you know what my experience with the film again is on a second viewing with that 4K restoration. And then I got to give a shout out to the seller of this. This was a pleasant surprise that he just added to the package. Free, no charge. He threw in a Criterion movie. I didn't even know this was coming. This was a total surprise. I do have to tell a quick story about this release, because this got lost. I ship my eBay packages these days to my P.O. box, because I am planning on selling stuff on eBay soon. Like, I want to start selling stuff off. I need to create some space, and I don't want to put my actual address on eBay. So I put my P.O. box on eBay. So all my eBay packages come to my P.O. box, and one of them got lost. It said it was delivered, so I went to my P.O. box to pick it up. It was this, and it was not there. And I had no idea where it was. They did like an investigation with UPS. They hunted all over the place to see if they could find it. I was so heartbroken, because I was so happy to finally find this for a good price. And I found it, and I bought it, and then it got lost. So I was sweating for a few days. Finally, it was delivered. I opened it up, and then, surprise, surprise, there was an extra Criterion in there. It's like he knew it was going to get lost and I was going to be sad and I needed to pick me up. This is a French film by Claude Chabrol, which is a director that I have not gotten into yet, but I'm curious to check out his stuff. Like, I'll watch any Criterion, but he's a name I've heard bandied about a few times, and I've heard good things about this movie, so I don't have to pick it up in the Criterion Sale. I've got it right here. So thanks so much to that seller. Really appreciate that. So happy to finally add that one to the collection, and this one too. This is another one, exact same story. I've learned my lesson with Curzon too. This is a Curzon release. They also, actually this is interesting because none of the other ones went out of print very quickly. I think most of them are all still in print. For some reason, this one went out of print really quickly. I don't know why. It's a newer director. It's the most recent director from the stuff they put out, I think. And it's Ruben Ostlund. It is the Curzon Ruben Ostlund box set. I've been able to get all of the other ones in this Curzon style. For some reason, this is the only one that went out of print almost immediately. And I've been watching eBay forever, never seen it. You know how you can save, I don't know if you know this, but you can save the searches on eBay, and anytime someone posts something, it'll give you a notification, boom, as soon as it pops up, and you can get in there and grab it. That's what I usually do. No one has ever listed this in the entire time I've been hunting for it, except for one person, and he listed it for like $500 or something. It was outrageous, so I wasn't even considering that. $130 this popped up the other day, and I grabbed it immediately. It was the fastest I've ever made a purchase. That's like original price, like list price. It wasn't even, he didn't even hike it up at all. I don't know why he put it down for such a good price. Maybe he just needed to sell it quick, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feature films by Ruben Ostlund, including his newest one, Triangle of Sadness, which I loved when it came out. I also recently watched Force Majeure, which is another phenomenal film, one of my favorite winter films now. This also includes The Square, Play, Involuntary, and Gitarmångat. Swedish director, so I have no idea how to pronounce that last film, but he is a wholly unique director. Love his style, very unique, very interesting, very thought-provoking films. Watch Force Majeure, watch Triangle of Sadness, maybe watch The Square. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. These box sets are one of a kind. These are my absolute favorite box sets. I have like 4 of these now. I have the Wim Wenders one. I have the 3 Colors one. I have the Lars von Trier one. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This one's even more unique than the rest of them, and I'll show you why in a second. Here's the inside box. You've got a whole, see, this is different than all the other ones. This actually has a box inside of it instead of just a slipcover. You've got all the films and all the details right there on the inside of the box. And then inside, oh wow, okay, we've got a huge digipack with all 6 of the films in there. Look at this. There's Force Majeure. There's a shot from each film. Force Majeure is a skiing movie. Like I said, oh, this looks, I forgot already. I opened this when I got it, but it takes my breath away every time. Look at that. Look at the design on this. I love Curzon's box sets. I wish they did more of these, although my wallet is very thankful that they've only done a handful. Oh, I guess I should show you the other side too. So the other side looks really nice. Look at that. Look at that. It's amazing. I love Curzon. Curzon, if you're watching, love to have a partnership with you. Shameless. He's shameless. No, I would love to work with Curzon. They put out great stuff. Not just these big giant like box sets. They also are doing singular box sets now. I really want to get the one from Flow and Orlando that just came out, the 4K sets. Look at this. We've got goodies in here as well. Oh, this is, okay. Okay, so these are, see, these are cool art cards. These are not just pictures from the film. Like this is made to be, I think this is from Triangle of Sadness. It's the dinner that they go to. Then we've also got one for The Square. Then we've got the French Alps from Force Majeure, which I have seen. I don't know what this is from because I haven't seen it, and I don't know what these are from. But these are creative, interesting, like graphic design pieces from the film. I like that way more than just photos from the film, screenshots that I can just look at online. This is cool, getting some like original creative artwork, and in this unique, maybe this is why this one sold out so quickly, because it's a lot different, a lot more going on than the other ones. You get that nice little package. And then, that's not even all. Look at this. Inside the box, you get a card game. What? A card game in here. Östlund's Ordinary Disasters. Look at that, instructions on the back. I gotta look more into this. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's a movie-related card game or if it's just a card game that Ruben Ostlund like invented. That's awesome. That's super unique. It's got a nice little stand that it sits in there. So happy to add this to the collection. I've said that a million times, but this was a great month on top of all like the Criterion and Radiance stuff that we added this month. So that's it. That's everything I got this month. Obviously, I'm most excited about these two beauties, but it was a great month all around. Really cool stuff. The lesson is, be patient. Don't go crazy and spend like $250 because you think it's out of print and you're never gonna see it again. Just wait, just keep an eye on eBay, and eventually you'll get a good price. That's the lesson I've learned doing this channel. I've had several occasions where I've waited patiently and I've got it for basically original price. It's not always the case, but I have a pretty good track record for hunting down things that are on my watch list. So can't wait to rewatch Picnic and Hanging Rock. That's gonna be the first thing in this stack that I watch. And I can't wait to watch The Square because I've liked both of his films that I've watched so far. So I'm hoping that he's just a filmmaker I really like. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you in the comments down below. As always, be sure to let me know what you've been picking up in the month of July. We'll be back at the end of August to do another one of these collection update videos. I'll be back with more physical media content in the meantime. But until then, keep collecting.